Good morning, everybody. Matt Moda here to give you my favorite MLB home run predictions for today. We are talking Tuesday, May 6th. May the 6th be with you. I'm going to have 3 home run picks for you guys to lock in for tonight's MLB betting slate. Admittedly, went pretty chalk with the 3 plays that I have, so I decided to go with 3 as opposed to 4. Just get one of these guys to hit a home run. We're making money. But before we can get into that, I do have to do a recap from yesterday, which, hey, not the best day in the world. We did at least get someone to hit a home run. Thank you to Shohei Ohtani for coming through for us. He hit a home run. Slight profit of 0.65, technically 0.64 units on the Dong report yesterday because we did not get Brandon Nimmo and we did not get O'Neal Cruz. Pretty frustrating. I was heavily debating between O'Neal Cruz and Brian Reynolds. Brian Reynolds ended up hitting one. And then for the Mets guys, Brandon Nimmo, Juan Soto, Pete Alonso, Francisco Lindor, all good bets. I went with Brandon Nimmo. It was Alonso and Lindor. So did not get any those last 2. But hey, we made money yesterday after what had been a pretty rough, almost like 10, 12-day stretch. I'm happy to be in the green 2 out of the last 3 days. And let's hope we can continue that tonight. So on the entire season, not slight, I'm going to say decent profit of about 8 units, just under there. That's if you're following my unit size guiding, which was 0.4 on Ohtani and then a quarter unit on the other 2. But if you played everything for a unit on the entire season, you're up 34, a little bit less than 34 and a half units. So just to kind of give you guys the idea, as if you didn't want to play my small unit sizing, you just wanted to put a unit on everything. 34 units of profit there. The most important thing here is this ROI, up 21% ROI. Above 20%, I'm good with that. Like, that's a pretty good ROI. It came down a lot when it was in like the 40s, 50s, even at like over 100% at the beginning of the year. But I'm good with 21% ROI. That is good in my book. So as I mentioned, 3 for you guys to lock in. It's not the best weather day in the world, even though like Coors Field, you typically think of Coors Field as one of the best hitters parks. Not so much today. It's cold. You can see, it's like in the low 40s, high 30s in Colorado. That's classic Colorado. It's also windy. Granted, anything that's below 15, I'm not super worried about, so the wind won't impact anything slightly. But the what I'm looking for is the humidity's high, so that is going to help with carry, the high humidity there. But not a terrible day overall. I do have a play in a couple red games, which I try to not do, but that's just kind of how the board fell. And our first play that we're going to lock in here is Kerry Carpenter, aka Barry. If you follow Slot, Barry Carpenter, I'm taking him to hit a home run. He is best offered at plus 360. I guess it went, plus 350. We're still good. Plus 350 odds. That's at ESPN Bet. You can also get that at Bet 365 as well. So, Kerry, I went with Riley Green over him on Sunday. Kerry hit a home run and just had an amazing day at the plate overall. He also had a home run called back. I think it ended up being called a ground rule double, I think. But either way, smacked the baseball around on his last game, which was Sunday. To show you guys that, looking at his StatCast here, 2 barrels, 3 hard hits. Really good game for Barry last game out. That comes after 2 games after 5 hard hits, and that was May 2nd, and then 3 and 2 the games prior to that. So we see a really hot batter. You look at his last 7 games, which goes from April 27th to now. 10 barrels, 15 hard hits. That's really good. You look at his batted ball numbers, fly ball rate of almost 60%. Now that pull rate is low, which is funny because Kerry normally does a really good job at pulling the ball, but that fly ball rate of 60%, the fly ball plus line drive rate of 75%, that's incredible. That is exactly what you're looking for. Granted, that's in a 7-game sample size, but it shows a really hot batter. I say really hot. A batter that is hot at the plate. I'm not going to judge if he's a good-looking man or not. And then you look at the entire season, you see that pull rate like 38%. It's a little bit low, but the fly ball rate of above 50% is what we're looking for. And then you look at against righties specifically, because Kerry only ever really bats against righties. 6 of his 8 home runs have been against righties. ISO rate, again, actually that's a better ISO rate against lefties than I was expecting, granted in a tiny sample size. But ISO rate of 250 against righties is good. And then I guess the pull rate is higher against lefties, which is what you see. But again, 55% fly ball rate against right-handed pitching. That's amazing. The guy's going up against Chase Dollander is not good. Now, we pitched a gem last time out against the Braves when I thought the Braves were going to just hit dong after dong against him. That didn't happen. But you still look at his game log. It's not a good pitcher. 18% barrel rate allowed is disgusting. 46%, 46.8, so closer to 48% hard hit rate. That launch angle above 10 degrees, like that's pretty bad. Only one of them below 14, below 12. That's pretty bad. His batted ball statistics, nothing that is going to scare you off. And then according to Ballpark Pal, plus 10, extreme advantage in favor of Kerry Carpenter. It's an F matchup for the pitcher. It's an A matchup for Kerry. That is exactly what we're looking for. From a home run perspective, like 7%, it takes into account per at bat, into account the home run or the weather and stuff as well. So like that's really good. From a release point perspective, A plus vertically, A horizontally, that's good. Pitch mix perspective, 50% of the time, Dollander throws the four-seamer, which is graded in F. Kerry mashes four-seam fastballs from righties. And even the cutter, which is his next pitch, A plus. So no issues there. Kerry's 5% more likely than the average batter to hit a home run. The pitcher 6% more likely to allow one. I mean, you just go across the board. It's an incredible matchup for Kerry Carpenter. So I went with him. That's play number 1. I put 0.3 units on him, and every single play today is actually for 0.3 units. So instead of the quarter unit, which is what I typically do, these guys are less than plus 400 odds, so I'm upping the unit size a little bit. I mentioned that I did go a little bit chalkier today. That starts with Kerry. I did consider Riley Green in this one as well, but but Kerry was higher rated than Riley Green. We see the 297 to the 281 to the 481 is a pretty big deal, and Kerry, despite being 297 or 350, it's plus EV, right? We see highlighted orange on FanDuel, Bet365, and ESPN Bet. So if Riley Green was high, normally he's in the 500s, so plus 430 for him is a little bit low. So if he hits a home run, if Riley Green hits a home run and Kerry does not, I'm going to be devastated because that's literally back-to-back games where I chose the wrong one. But I feel good about Kerry. I know he hit a home run in his last game out, but you look at his looking at his game log, he's hit home run in back-to-back games plenty of times this year, so nothing to be scared of. Just did it on April 29th, April 28th. I think he did it at the beginning of the year. Yeah, he hit 2 home runs and then won the next game, so no issues with him hitting one last game at all. That's play number 1. Play number 2. Another chalk play here. I'm going with Byron Buxton to hit a home run. I got him at plus 360. I think he went down to plus 350. He did. I'm cool taking it at plus 350. Still put 0.3 units on that bad boy, so nothing needs to change with your unit size. I guess he just dropped 10 cents, which is no big deal to me. Byron Buxton, he's been hot at the plate. The biggest thing for him is he's going up against a lefty. Not quite a plus 10, but very good. Plus 9 advantage in favor of the batter. And I should have mentioned this. I think I forgot at the beginning. This, the screen that I'm looking at with the matchup machine, with the odds screen, with the weather report, park factors, this is all on Ballpark Pal, my favorite MLB tool. I use them a lot. I mean, I use them almost solely for home runs, but you can use them for strikeouts, bases, game props as well. All that stuff, they're amazing. I put a link in the description of the video as well as the pinned comment if you want to check them out. I should have mentioned at the beginning, but I forgot. But we're going back to Buxton. It's a D- matchup for Cade Povich. So yeah, it's not an F. It's as close to an F as it gets. A matchup for Byron Buxton in the top 15% for him. And the biggest thing here is it's the lefty versus righty matchup. And, Buxton is about the same versus left-handed pitching he did against right, according to Ballpark Pal. From a release perspective, it's not amazing. You wish it was a wider release, but being an A, I'm good with. But you look at Buxton, you look at his splits. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at here. You look at his splits. His ISO rate against lefties this year, 364. It's in a smaller sample size. It's a sample size of 22 at-bats, 22 plate appearances, as opposed to a lot more, but still, 364 ISO rate against lefties. That's really good. And you look at him against lefties over the last 2 weeks, which this Fangraphs randomly takes forever to load, so we'll go back to that. But the pitcher he's going up against is part of the reason why I'm on this. Cade Povich is not a good pitcher. He stinks. He has allowed 6 home runs this year. All 6, 100% of them have come against right-handed hitters, come to right-handed hitters. Home run per 9, 2.49 against righties is disgusting. That's a terribly bad number. And his biggest issue, that fly ball rate. 63% of the time, he's allowing right-handed hitters to put the ball in the air with a decently high hard hit rate as well. So, the pull rate is lower than what we would want against righties, but that 60% fly ball rate, I'm good with that. And then you look at Buxton. So we're looking at his last 2 weeks against left-handed pitching, and to show you guys, because it's a small sample size, but it's a really good numbers in that small sample size. So it's been 11 plate appearances, 11 at-bats, 2 home runs, 5 hits total. He's batting almost 500 against left-handed pitching over the last 2 weeks. ISO rate of 545. That's incredible. That fly ball rate is low. That pull rate is up to 75%. So it's almost flipped for him over the last 2 weeks or so. But really good numbers against lefties on the entire season. Really good numbers recently. Actually, no, I mixed up him and Kerry. That fly ball rate is lower than what we would want, but that pull rate is almost 70%. So good to go there. And then you look at Buxton. He's been hot recently. Like, you always want to make sure the batter has been able to hit the ball well recently. You know, multiple hard hits in his last 4 games, 3, 3, 2, 2. Good to go there. Don't think he's hit a ton of home runs in this stretch. He hit one last game. I honestly did forget about that. He did hit one last game. But the pitching matchup is good. Again, I'm not scared off of guys that have hit home runs recently. I mean, look at this stretch here. Home run in every other game over a 5-game span. So, again, and it's the lefty matchup, which is really good for Byron Buxton. So that is play number 2, Byron Buxton to hit a home run. And I'll give you guys my leans at the end of the video, which is what I always try to do, which is what I've recently been doing as well. And then our third and final official pick of the video, I'm going with Brent Rooker to hit a home run. He is best offered at plus 380 odds at DraftKings. You can also get plus 375 at Bet365. So I will admit with Rooker, 2 things that I put a lot of emphasis on that were in favor of Rooker. He was positive EV, both according to Ballpark Pal, who has him at plus 329. We see that DK shaded green. We also see that Bet365 is shaded green as well for Brent Rooker. So that is a positive. He's also positive EV according to Odds Shopper as well, which is what I'm looking at right now. Odds Shopper is a company through which I send all my plays out via Tails. But when I'm sending plays out, it'll tell me the EV on the play. And it was pretty high for Brent Rooker. So those are 2 things that are in favor of him. The pitcher he's going up against, you guessed it, another plus 10 extreme advantage in favor of the batter. F matchup for the pitcher, A plus matchup for the batter in the top 5%. That's really good. That's what we like to see. Rooker, from a release point perspective, A on both sides. Now, Rooker is about the same versus right-handed pitching he is against lefties. You look at his splits. He hasn't had a ton of at-bats against lefties, and he's hit 2 home runs against them. But you look at his ISO rate, 216 against righties is above what we're looking for. Basically, for ISO rate, anything above 200 is good. Anything 215 above is excellent. So 216 there is good. 345 against lefties is really good, but again, that 216 I'm good with. And his barrel rate is really good as well. Like the number I like to look at, like how often are you barreling the ball up? Because that stuff is obviously important. Just under 15% for Brent Rooker, which is good. Between 10 and 15 is good. 15 and above is excellent, according to FanGraphs. Almost at 15, and a little bit below his career average, but that's okay. A little bit of a slower start for Rooker, not lifting the ball as much as he had been the past couple of years. Hopefully that changes today. The pitcher's going up against Emerson Hancock. He actually throws the sinker 50% of the time to right-handed hitters, and it's graded an F. So when the sinker doesn't sink, it's called a stinker. A grade for Brent Rooker against sinkers. So good to go there. These two actually just saw each other last year. 3 at-bats, home run, 80% chance of being a home run. So really was almost a no-doubter. And we can go to that exit log on FanGraphs, on Baseball Savant. 109 miles per hour off the bat. And I guess it's not showing me the launch angle, but yeah, 109 miles per hour off the bat, traveled 406 feet, home run in 29-30 parks. That's good. So the thing with Rooker is he's not the hottest batter in the world at the plate. He's not super hot. He's not ice cold either. You look at him recently, like he's doing a good job barreling the ball up recently, but his consistent hard hit rate is lower than what I typically look for. He did have one yesterday. He had 2 the game before, and I believe he hit a home run he hit a home run a couple days ago. He's one of those guys that I just haven't been able to get right on the right day. Like I bet him on May 2nd to hit a home run. He hit one on May 3rd. The same had been the case with Shohei Ohtani, who came through for me yesterday. So hopefully we're breaking through with these guys. But this pitcher, Emerson Hancock, is just not good. He's allowed, it's a small sample size, but 2 of his 3 home runs to right-handed hitters in about the same plate appearances. Like the difference of 4 batters isn't anything different. The average is a little bit lower, but the slugging is higher, and the WOBA is slightly higher, still technically higher. And then even the advanced stats show that maybe he's not worse against righties, but he's definitely nobody to be scared of against righties. So Brent Rooker, to hit a home run, plus that was plus 380 odds, I told you, at DraftKings. So these are my 3 official bets for today. Again, 0.3 units each. Kerry Carpenter, Byron Buxton, and Brent Rooker. If you want to put a parlay of all 3 of them, right now the best offer price on that is FanDuel. I put a small unit size on that. Like you see, I put 0.1 units on the parlay of all 3 of them. But those are my 3 official bangers. In terms of the leans, so Cal Raleigh, I really, really looked at him. The issue was his odds. I mean, the best odds you're getting are plus 270. Now, this was actually plus 260 when I was looking at it earlier. So it did move up to plus 270. So maybe it's going to move up a little bit even more than that. But it's just a little bit too low for Cal Raleigh. He hasn't been terrible at the plate. He hasn't been amazing either. He does have a good matchup against a lefty, and he historically annihilates left-handed pitching. So what I'll probably end up doing is use my FanDuel profit boost on him in a parlay with somebody else. I mentioned Riley Green. He's a good look. I chose Kerry over him. That's probably going to be wrong. Austin Riley is a good look as well. He's been hot at the plate. He crushed the ball yesterday. You look at what he did. Line out, 100 miles an hour off the bat, 343 feet. Fly out, 379 feet, and then another one at 97.3. I just really don't like batting righties at the Braves Stadium. And I'll show you why. Because if you look, it's a really high right, really long right field. So like if he hits one to right center, it's a little bit better. But I keep saying right field because I'm talking about a right-handed hitter. To left field, it's just a little bit scary. I took Austin Riley one day. He hit one to the warning track in right field. It would have been a home run in 29 of 30 stadiums. But I'm not going to. He's definitely a fine look. Stowers is really hit or miss. In the last 10 days, he's had 2 separate games with 2 home runs, and in between hasn't done much. He's got a really good matchup. So if he was ever going to have another day where he blew up for 2 home runs, it would be today. Soto and Nimmo both have good matchups against Zach Gallen. They just saw him last week, and Soto hit a home run off of him. Some people take that as a positive. Some people take that as a negative, saying there's no way he's going to pitch him the same way. Who the heck knows? Both these guys, Nim had 1 hard hit yesterday. Granted, Soto was a double off the wall. So between the 2, I'd probably go with Soto, but the better odds are on Nimmo. If you trust Ballpark Pal, the positive EV play here is on Nimmo as opposed to Soto. They have him, not only Nimmo more likely to hit a home run, you're getting a lot better odds. But the highest rated one is Lindor, who did just go yard yesterday. But the best matchup from the batter perspective is Soto. He's just more likely to get a hit or a double off of Gallen as opposed to a home run. But we see that Soto's the only one that's a plus 10. Just a little bit too much uncertainty. And then Jackson Merrill, the only reason why I'm not going with him is the odds are not that great. And it's his first game back from taking a month off. So he's got that short porch in Yankee Field, Yankee Stadium. So, and the pitchers going up against Clark Schmidt is not a good pitcher. So he could easily hit a home run. I just wanted a little bit better odds than plus 450 for his first game back. But if he hits one, would not be shocked in the slightest. But that's all we got. So it's the 3 official bangers for you guys to lock in. Again, Carpenter, Buxton, and Rooker. We're risking 0.9 units and then a full unit if you are locking in that parlay. If all 3 hit a home run, we'll profit 3.27 units, not including the money made from the parlay. Let's hope if we just get 1, we're making money. But that's all we got. So I appreciate you guys for watching. Make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe. Check out Ballpark Pal, which you just saw how I use them and the ways in which I use them. This website here is my Tails account, which is where I send everything out early, $10 a month. Just gets you everything I'm playing. But if you don't want to watch the YouTube videos or whatever, this is probably the way to do it so you can still tail. That's it. Thanks for watching. Bet responsibly, all that good stuff, and have a good one.